Pee Wee Herman actor Paul Reubens dead. At 70, actor and comedian Paul Reubens, better known as Pee Wee Herman, has died at the age of 70, Variety reported. He passed away on July 30th, 2023, from cancer. Pee Wee Herman delighted generations of children and adults with his positivity, whimsy, and belief in the importance of kindness, read a post from his official Facebook account. Paul bravely and privately fought cancer for years with his trademark tenacity and wit. A gifted and prolific talent, he will forever live in the comedy pantheon and in our hearts as a treasured friend and man of remarkable character and generosity of spirit. A post made to his official Instagram after his death read, "Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing the last 6 years. I've always felt a huge amount of love and respect from my friends, fans, and supporters. I've loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you." Paul Reubens was exposed to entertainment from a young age, having grown up in Sarasota, Florida, among the Flying Walendas and the Zucchini Brothers. He idolized Ron Howard, and after spending time at Boston University and California Institute of the Arts, he landed a gig with the Los Angeles troupe The Groundlings in the 1970s. Though the work might not have been his ultimate goal, one of his tasks was painting backstage. It paved the way for the program that would catapult him to fame, 1982's The Pee Wee Herman Show. The stage show centered on his character Pee Wee Herman and ran for 5 months, with HBO taping and airing one event. It was a hit and paved the way for the 1985 movie Pee Wee's Big Adventure and the 1986 to 1990 show Pee Wee's Playhouse. Reubens' work was unique, as was his approach. During a 2016 Q&A session at USC's Ray Stark Family Theater, Wayne White, one of the artists who worked on Pee Wee's Playhouse, said that Reubens took a chance on him and gave him room to let his creative juices really thrive, per The Verge. "We were doing our jobs for the first time. Who would have hired us in Hollywood? Nobody," said White. Paul was cool enough. He was an artist himself, and he hired all these unknowns. That was the power of the Playhouse. It was an art project that happened to get on TV. In 1991, Paul Reubens' ascent was cut short when he attended a pornographic showing. Nancy Nurse, Tiger Shark, and Turn Up the Heat per the New York Daily News, and exposed himself, leading to his arrest. In the same interview, he spoke about the nature of his character. "I always viewed Pee Wee Herman as somebody with a really good heart, but didn't have a clue about a lot of things. Somebody who was truly naive and was trying to do the best he could do, but it didn't always come out like that." In 2020, Reubens spoke to The Hollywood Reporter and suggested he could step away from the character of Pee Wee Herman, even hinting that he would be open to digital scans or his likeness used in future projects. "I think actors are going to be obsolete really quick," he said. Regardless, Reubens didn't seem to think the character was going anywhere. "People have argued I've done everything consciously or unconsciously to destroy the character," he said, "but it's the brand that won't die. It's still around." In his later years, Reubens did voice acting for video games and shows and made appearances in various movies and shows. According to Variety, Reubens had 2 Pee Wee Herman projects in the works at the time of his death: The Pee Wee Herman Story and Pee Wee's Playhouse, the movie. His final release film was Netflix's 2016 Pee Wee's Big Holiday. "I tried to be responsible in teaching kids things I thought were good lessons, all in the context of, it's okay to be wild and have a good time." Amazingly, by way of a mutual friend of his son Christian, I learned that even Marlon Brando thought Pee Wee was a real person. He couldn't believe I was an actor who had created that persona, which is maybe the highest benediction. Had we gone to trial, we had ready an expert from the Masters and Johnson Institute who was going to testify that in 30 years of research on masturbation, the Institute had never found one person who masturbated with his or her non-dominant hand. I'm right-handed, and the police report said I was jerking off with my left hand. That would have been the end of the case right there, proof it couldn't have been me. The moment that I realized my name was going to be said in the same sentence as children and sex, that's really intense. That's something I knew from that very moment. Whatever happens past that point, something's out there in the air that is really bad. "Look at me, I'm getting defensive about something that happened so many years ago," somebody said. "I'll have to find out who that was and if he's still alive. I think my entire career path was determined for me when I was 6 years old, watching reruns of I Love Lucy on television and thinking about making people laugh. The public already knows about me more than I ever wanted it to know. I would love to be in Kansas. I was Pee Wee Herman for so many years that it wasn't really a question that I didn't want to do other things. I probably have become more infamous from 2 misdemeanors than probably anyone I could think of. But I don't know. Pee Wee just kind of popped out one day, pretty much fully fleshed out and fully formed. I've always felt like a kid, and I still feel like a kid, and I've never had any problem tapping into my childhood and my kid side. The public may think I'm weird. They may think I'm crazy or anything that anyone wants to think about me. That's all fine. As long as one of the things you're not thinking about me is that I'm a pedophile. Because that's not true.
Yeah.